What's up, guys? You're listening to the Be More Season podcast. Today, it is Wednesday night at 9:45 p.m. We're going live. It's another Q&A episode. Ravens beat the Texans in the divisional round, 34-10. Dawson was there. We will be playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Ravens are favored by 3.5, I believe. So we're all feeling pretty nervous right now. You guys probably are too. I'll let you guys. D-Money already in here. Appreciate you being here already.
Let's go.
Zach, how you feeling this week?
Honestly, I feel kind of relaxed. I'm not gonna lie. That game against the Texans, getting that monkey off our back where we need to win one, showing that we can win dominantly like we have all year. It showed me that going into this next game, the entire team's gonna be confident. We didn't have Marlon and Mark Andrews, who we'll probably talk about at some point, them coming back to practice today. It's a weird feeling that I'm having. Like, it's obviously a massive game and big stakes. It's the AFC Championship, but I feel confident, and I think a lot of fans are too. I haven't really gotten a reading where everyone's kind of, oh no, it's Mahomes. He's gonna ruin it all. It's been more of, you got to beat us this time. Like, we're the big dogs, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to how everyone responds. Everyone acts at the bank. I'm pumped.
Yeah, this is such a huge game, man. I'm so excited for this. I mean, this is arguably, in my eyes, the two best quarterbacks in the league. Like Lamar said earlier, it's a heavyweight fight, dude, juggernaut versus juggernaut. And that game against Houston was just such a huge game for this team, man. And just to come out on top the way they did was so awesome to see. Because like Zach mentioned, there was such a monkey in the back that this team did have. You know, whether you like to admit it or not, that playoff monkey in the back was huge. And people were always going to discredit this team no matter what they did if they couldn't win the playoffs. And obviously that's how it's going to work. But man, they just dominated that Houston team. Like we've said all season long, dude, it's just every game seems to be the same at the end. It's just from, I don't want to say start to finish because the first half was very questionable and we went in tied 10-10, but the second half was a completely different story. This Ravens team came out on top and just, pressed the gas pedal down and never let up. And I mean, it's just a magnitude of what this team has in the locker room, and Roquan Smith and Lamar Jackson, two leaders on, each side of the ball. And this team is just, they have everything to play for right now, and their backs are against the wall. It's kind of weird to say that, but they're just fighting for it all. And man, that Houston game it was such a good game from start to finish. It was a battle up until halftime, obviously, what you like to see in the playoffs, good games. And then second half, it was all gas, no breaks. And we move on to Kansas City. Obviously, that's a really tough game, and you can't discredit Patrick Mahomes for what they've done this season. They were questionable at first and kind of got it going now. And obviously you got them in the AFC Championship, which is absolutely crazy, especially since it's in Baltimore this year. It's been in Kansas City the last, I think, 6 seasons, which is absolutely nuts. So I'm super pumped, and I'm very, very ready to see what this team and the city of Baltimore brings on Sunday to the bank, dude. It's going to be electric from start to finish.
Yeah, it's a really crazy time. I've seen a lot of people try to get the fans to take in the moment, because it's like when you're, this goes for everything in life, when you're in it, it doesn't feel that crazy, I feel like, and then you realize how special it was after. And we haven't been in an AFC Championship since the three of us were 10 years old, and we're 21 now, for anyone listening that doesn't know, all three of us, and that's 11 years. And it doesn't feel that crazy because we've always been close, divisional round, all that stuff. But man, we're in the AFC Championship in 3-4 days. We're playing in that. If we win, we go to the Super Bowl. And it's I don't want to say it, but Lamar's legacy, on the line. He's a Hall of Famer if he retires today. He just is 2-time MVP. But if he gets this ring, he's in. You can start putting him in the big guy conversations. And Justin, what's up? Thanks for being here. So yeah, man, it's a crazy time right now. D-Money, first question here: is Mark Andrews expected to play? Yeah, I'd give it a 95% chance that Mark Andrews plays. So to get into Q&A for today, and then if anyone in the chat have questions, we'll get to those as well. First question. Thoughts on Jim Harbaugh going to the Chargers just a few hours ago. What do you guys think about that?
Man, this is it's a pretty cool hire. It sucks for me, of course, because I'm a Michigan fan. So losing our Natty winning coach is not the greatest situation, of course, but obviously he deserves the shot. He deserves to be back in the NFL. And obviously we're Ravens fans, so the whole Harbaugh connection is awesome to see, and we actually have that matchup next season, which will be fun, the Harbaugh Bowl.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this hire was expected from the jump. I mean, I of course I could say this now, but I did firmly believe that he was going to the Chargers from the day they were like, oh, he's going back to the NFL, and Chargers were immediately flung around as the destination, and there's not really much to say, but I think it was expected, and I think it's a really good hire by the Chargers. I think they nailed it. I mean, you got a really good pedigree coach who can come in and win from day one. And, the main thing is you already have a franchise quarterback. So there's not much he has to come in and immediately take over because it's kind of already set in stone. But I think a really good hire by the Chargers, and we'll definitely be seeing them in the AFC contending in the near future.
Yeah, that's a great point, Dawson. I think it kind of propels them into playoff contenders again. And the issue with their team was also just a weird combination of injuries, and Brandon Staley was always hated by whoever would watch him. But Jim Harbaugh just hits the nail right on the head. I feel like he's a culture guy, so that's like step one. And then step two, obviously he knows how to win. I think he's like 44-19 in the NFL. I mean, you can't ask for a coach that's better in a record-wise that's out there besides, like, I guess, Bill Belichick or Pete Carroll. But if you want a guy straight out of a national championship in the college world and throw him in here with the Chargers, I mean, what a perfect matchup. Herbert's going to have a guy who has worked with a lot of other good quarterbacks. It's perfect. I think it's awesome. And I do have an issue with it on the other hand, because I think if there isn't a succession plan in Michigan, they could steal away our Mr. Mike Macdonald. They could. I don't know if there is anything, or I haven't heard anything just from myself, but we've talked a little bit about how Macdonald is losing those opportunities now that people are starting to get their head coaches, but they're the one that scares me.
That's funny you mentioned that, Zach. I don't believe Mike would go to Michigan. Obviously, they could entertain and call him, of course, but I think our guy Sharon Moore here in Michigan is going to be the next coach. And I don't want to get out of Michigan, of course, but I think he's going to be the next head coach. But I just couldn't envision. I can't envision, Mike going to Michigan, because he's going to be an NFL head coach one day. And I mean, why go back to college when you have NFL teams calling you right now to be a head coach? And I mean, you got potentially, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, something brewing in Baltimore for the long run, not just this season I'm mentioning, years on. But my issue, however, with Jim Harbaugh going to Chargers is that I do believe that Ravens director of player personnel, Joe Ortiz, who has been with the team for a long time and has been a phenomenal staff member and element to this player development on the team, could potentially be the Chargers' new general manager because of the Harbaugh connection. And he was with LA today, he interviewed today, I believe, with the Chargers for the second time. So that's going to be something to watch, because if the Ravens lose Joe Ortiz to the Chargers, that would unfortunately be a pretty big loss in the whole, drafting, developing, player scouting department, because he's been phenomenal for the Ravens for a long time.
Great points there. I don't really have much to add on besides the fact that Jim Harbaugh is always going to win. He is one of the very few coaches that's been great at college and in the NFL. Nick Saban wasn't great in the NFL. It's really hard to do. Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh are really the only two on my mind that have been really, really good in both areas. What's up, King? Thanks for being here. XX Beast, y'all think Marlowe going to play? I'd say I gave Mark Andrews a 95% chance. I'll give Marlowe 75% chance to play. What do you
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Mark Andrews is essentially a lock to play. Whether he plays a lot or very limited, he's going to suit up and play. He was very close to playing in against Houston, and the last second they were kind of like, all right, he's not 100%. Let's not push this if we don't need to. So I think Mark's definitely going to play. Marlowe returned to practice today, which is obviously huge and bodes well for his availability. But I'm not going to say like 100% he's going to play. I would probably agree with Brad and give him about 75% chance, because I think that's fair.
Yeah. 44 Money Boy, what's up? Thanks for being here. Let's go, Flock. Second question. This one's for Dawson individually. Who was at the game for anyone that doesn't know? Texans-Ravens divisional. What moment did the bank get the loudest? I'm actually really interested to hear this.
Yeah, I want to hear
Okay.
the game.
Okay. So first off, I'm going to just say M&T Bank Stadium. I'm with Pat McAfee, one of the most underrated stadiums. I mean, I haven't been to a lot, so I can't say like it's one of the best, but my God, they put on an absolute clinic Saturday, dude. That bank was rocking from start to finish, no matter what, even when it was 10-10 at halftime. But if I had to say one individual moment that sparks my mind as the loudest, the start of the fourth quarter, we scored a touchdown. That's when Lamar threw it to Isaiah Likely. It was like 14-minute mark, like early 14-minute mark. Yeah, dude. That fall after that kickoff and Houston walked onto the field after that touchdown, I believe that set us up 14 points. I think it was 24-10 at that moment. Dude, that place erupted. They literally posted it just recently on Twitter. If you go on the Ravens Twitter, they posted it a little bit ago. It's like the individual post. It says like the Ravens flock is everything. It's literally that clip. If you go and watch that clip on Twitter, that is what I'm talking about. That place was so loud, and I'm pretty sure they got a false start off rip on that drive because, I mean, my God. They did the whole light dimming, like blackout thing, and then Real Fan Dan did the RAVNS chant. And, dude, that place was just electric because we had a 14-point lead with 15 minutes to go. I mean, my God. I mean, like I said, the whole day, the whole night, I'm sorry, the bank was just rocking. But that's definitely my individual moment for like the loudest. It was absolutely incredible. Wow. And if anybody watching was there, man, mad respect to you. I mean, I was going crazy too the whole game. I was bringing the energy, but man, the bank put on a clinic, and that home field advantage is definitely deserves more respect. I got a post on that tomorrow, by the way. I got that drafted up as a post on the page, but definitely deserves a lot more respect around the league. And Kansas City is going to see it this week, man, because the Ravens are pulling all the stops. You got Ray Lewis, you got Ed Reed, you got Anquan Bolden, you got Todd Heap, you got Dennis Pitta. I mean, I keep going. Michael Phelps, keep going, dude. The bank is going to be absolutely Stabby. Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. That bank this weekend, man. I really want to go, but it's just not reasonable. So I'm going to be watching in the comfort of my own home in Michigan. But if you're going, man, be loud. Have a good time. It's going to be once in a lifetime experience, dude. I wish I could go, but no, dude, Baltimore is such a fun time. If you ever get to go to a game, 100% go if it allows you to. It is one thing you will never forget.
Awesome. So, yeah, definitely was a great experience there. And one thing for me to add about that, after we score and then the offense is coming out for their first play and Dan has the fans chanting RAVE, and like it's so loud the announcers aren't talking, like that's just chills every single time. And I love it so much.
It was crazy to see because it was also so cold, dude. It was so freaking cold. I dressed up like I was in like Antarctica, bro. It was insane. But I mean, it doesn't matter. That's what makes it fun. I mean, you can say that now, of course, when you're all warm and stuff. But dude, it was so cold. It was windy. It was just, oh my God. And the fact that that place brought what they brought was just so awesome to see, dude. It was, like I said, it was just electric, bro. It was one of, if not the best experiences I've ever had. Like it was just so memorable and just great.
Yeah. So great day for Dawson. Great day for all Ravens fans, whether they were there or not. Zach, we'll let you take this one from Charles Atkinson. Who needs to be good on Sunday? Which we'll get into a lot more of this stuff in the actual preview, but who needs to be good for us to win on Sunday?
Lamar Jackson. No, I'm just kidding. That would be an obvious one. If I had to pick someone else, I'm really looking at Linderbaum and the offensive line. I think the Chiefs have been really getting at quarterbacks so far in their 2 playoff games so far. Karlaftis, Chris Jones, they're bigger names now. And they're the reason that their defense is so stout. Besides the other guys who have obviously made bigger names for themselves like Snead and Bolton, I think that those middle guys, their D-line has been destroying opponents. And like we have a capable line, and the Bills even did too. But I mean, it's different watching them just in the highlights of the last 2 games, that it's evident that they've turned it up a notch. Chris Jones has gone to his playoff level, and it's who you have to watch. I point at Linderbaum, though, as my main guy for it, because I assume he's going to be given the tall task of blocking him most of the game. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's my pick. O-line.
I like that answer, Zach. That's a pretty that's a out of the box, outside the box one. I like that. But I totally agree. I totally agree with what you said. The offensive line is 100% going to have to show up, and as they've had to the last couple of weeks with these tough games, or last month or so with these tough games we've played, and especially the D line. My pick, I'm going to branch off that. I'm not going to go with a Ravens player. I'm going to go with. I was thinking of two. I was thinking of which one to pick. I'm going to go with good old OC Todd Monken. I was going to say Mike Mack. I was going to say Mike McDonald, but dude, he's been great all season. I don't want to sit here and ride the hot hand and be like, he has to be great, because he's been great. He's going to be great. And they're all, it's good. Defense is not of my worry. Todd Monken, on the other hand, obviously has been great. I'm not complaining with him whatsoever. He's been a great acquisition, has elevated this offense so much. But this defense, this is a different Kansas City team this year. Years past, it was always, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, all this. And, it kind of still is. But this year, the reason the Kansas City has rebounded and found themselves in the AFC Championship yet again after a shaky start to the season is because of their defense. Steve Spagnuolo has this defense playing at a really high level, which in years past you didn't see from the Kansas City defense. It was very questionable, hit or miss, and you could gash them. This year, they're playing at a very exceptional level. I wouldn't say they have stars all over the place, but they certainly have players who will ball up and bring the heat and play physical. So I think Todd Monken's going to just have to keep doing what he's doing. And I know he will, but this offense is very key to how this team performs this week. And of course, obviously that sounds how it should. Of course, the offense has to show up, but they're definitely going to have to bring some trickery, I think, and show Kansas City something they haven't seen yet. And like I said, I think they will, but we definitely need a really good game plan from Monken to exploit this Kansas City defense. And I'm just not going to get too much into it, but if we all watched the game last week against Buffalo exploited them through the run game and gashed them all game long. And what team runs the ball better than the Baltimore Ravens? Good luck finding an answer to that. So as long as we do what we've been doing all season, I think we'll have no issue in this game. But I think Todd Monken just keep the foot on the gas and keep rolling with this offense, man. It'll pay off in the end.
I love both of those answers. To go back to the Texans game real quick, Moneyboy has a question right here. 10-10 at half. Me and Zach talked about this a lot at the post game, so I'll just answer it really quickly and let Dawson say what he thinks here. But
yeah,
I was miserable after the punt return, and I was miserable for the 90% of halftime. Right as halftime was ending, I was like, you know what? It's 0-0 game. We're getting the ball. Todd Monken is always he's perfect in the drive after halftime. I feel like we scored so many touchdowns right after half. I was like, you know what? We got this. And turned out to be true. But Dawson, how are you feeling at halftime?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The bank, like I said, was rocking all game. When we were going into halftime, that bank was pretty quiet. Obviously, there was not much. There was not much to cheer about at halftime. We let them get a stupid punt return touchdown. It was 10-10 against a team that, quite frankly, we were outplaying. The defense was playing exceptional, and the crowd was, getting all these pre-snap penalties. But man, I can't say I was miserable, but I wasn't exactly happy. But thankfully, I had this young guy next to me who was clearly feeling it, man. He was having a good time, and he was like, man, don't worry, we got the MVP for a reason, dog. He's like, we got this. He's like, we got Roquan. And I was like, that's valid, bro. I was like, I got you. I respect that. But no, at the end of the day, this team preaches that 1-0 mentality, every day is a new day. It's truly 0-0 at half. It was literally tied. So, but even if we were down 20-10, that team goes into the second half 0-0 mindset. We're going to punch you in the mouth. And we were getting the ball to start the second half. And obviously, Lamar was not going to just lay an egg the whole game. He was going into half. He was upset. He was determined. He wasn't going to let this happen again. And not even just him. That's the whole team to begin with. Wasn't going to let that happen again. But, man, halftime was a little scary. But this team came out in the second half and, whooped ass. So there was nothing really to complain about as far as that. And it's just so much adversity and so much, so many things this team has faced this season, and they just come out on top so almost all the time, and it's unbelievable to see. It's just so awesome.
Yeah. So, I love what you said about the young fan. There's something great about a young, innocent fan not really understanding the miserableness of losses, and the confidence brings life into you. So
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't like young as in like a kid. I should have phrased it a little bit better. He was
Well,
probably like our age. He was like our
Oh.
age, maybe a little bit younger. I said it as in like he was a kid. He
Yeah,
was like
you
a young.
did.
No, he was a
He's a
young
guy.
man, but he was hyped, dude. He definitely brought the energy at halftime when I didn't exactly have it. And me and my buddy were like, okay, this guy's valid, bro. He makes a good point.
Yeah.
And we do got the MVP quarterback. We got the #1 defense. We got a coach he's a Super Bowl champion, been there, done that. And dude, we got a crowd that's living off this, team right now, man. So, and he was right. I was wrong. And I don't want to say I was wrong because obviously I had faith in the team. But he knew not to stress, and team took his back, I guess.
Yeah. So another question here. What's your favorite moment from past Chiefs Ravens games?
Ooh, that's a good question, dude. We've had like 3 games against him in like all the recent years, and every single one was like within 7 points.
Yeah.
We've only won 1, but like those games
Yeah.
have been so close. If I had to say my favorite moment, I can't exactly 100% rephrase it, but it was like we were on the goal line at the bank when we won, and Lamar took like a touchdown around and nobody bit, and he was wide open and did like a flip into the end
Flip.
zone.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah.
game
Yeah.
winner.
Okay. Yeah. I was making sure I was right on that, dude.
Yeah.
That
That's a
or
good one. That's a
Odafe
good one.
always. I don't want to steal one of your guys, but or like the Odafe always strip
Mhm,
fumble, bro.
Mhm.
for
Like
sure.
that iced the game, dude. Like that. That's got to be because the games in Kansas City were not of our liking.
Yeah.
My favorite, I don't think we won, but it might have been the first game that we played them. Lamar had like we were trying to come back and he like full freaking spin moves some guy out.
It was
Just
Honey
scored, like,
Badger.
like scoring over. It was nasty. So
Tyrann Mathieu, bro.
yeah, that's probably my favorite. That's the most memorable to me. But I do have to point at the away strip fumble. Oh my gosh,
Because that was like-
amazing. Because
wasn't that, like,
that was to
rookie
clinch
year?
the game.
Well,
Yeah.
that and wasn't it
Yeah.
like rookie Owe? We
It was
were
the
like,
second
dude, let's
game.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like
Definitely the
big
most
moment Owe.
memorable. Yeah.
I have one that I just want to point out that it might not be the most memorable or even my favorite memory, but in 2011, we had a bye back when 1 and 2 seeds got byes. We were the 2 seed. And we're playing the Chiefs, and Ed Reed, Dexter McCluster got a pass out in the flat, and Ed Reed demolished him. And it was a great hit. I remember, you could look it up on YouTube right now, but I remember watching it as a kid, and it was really, really hype. So just to provide something that's not from
Yeah, a little throwback.
2021.
Yeah.
That's a good Ravens Chiefs moment. Playoff game, good atmosphere. The grass was
Did
like
it?
all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we play Kansas City in 2015 when we wore those gold mustard pants?
Yes.
Or my Kamar Aiken touchdown?
Mm-hmm.
Kamar
On the
Aiken
Hail Mary.
touchdown, bro. The Hail Mary Kamar Aiken touchdown.
Yeah.
That was such a miserable season and game, but I remember that. That was awesome. I loved Kamar Aiken. I low-key was a Kamar Aiken fan, dude.
I
Well,
liked
me
him
too.
too.
I
I thought.
yeah.
He was
had
low-key a
potential.
dog, dude. He was low-key a dog.
Yeah. D Money with another question here away from Lamar. Who do you see having a big game on Sunday? Gus Edwards. I think the Chiefs' run defense really struggled against the Bills, and while the Bills' run game has came on as of late, it hasn't been that great all season, and the Ravens always have the #1 rush offense. So I think getting Gus Edwards going early would be really big here.
Mm-hmm. I like Gus, but I also point towards Justice. I think Justice
Yeah.
was really good last game, and I think if I had to call on one guy to definitely step up, it'd be him for me.
I like that. The running back group stepping up. Maybe Dalvin Cook gets a few more carries. Who knows?
Yes, sir.
Gus Edwards has been playing pretty hot lately. He's been that north-south runner that we need, and I would like him to gash Kansas City in the playoffs. That'd be pretty nice to see.
Yeah.
Justice Hill, a little wheel route action or outside the numbers. That'd be nice to see. I can't like lo and behold pick one player that I think is gonna like step up. Like I think this whole
Mhm.
team is just gonna like elevate and play to the
Yeah.
respond to the game, and I just can't single out one individual player because I feel like at one point in the season, if you name one guy on the team, at one point he stepped up. Like this whole team has just been
Sure.
like good at one point in the season. Like you can't find one player who hasn't stepped up at a time and made a play.
Yeah. And we're getting a lot of questions about the Chiefs game here. One from Justin. What's your guys' confidence level in containing Mahomes? This is my stance on Mahomes is he's going to make a couple plays that you can do absolutely nothing about. Same goes for the Chiefs defense defending Lamar. But other than that, like I am decently confident. I don't think they're going to put up like 35. But he's always going to make a few plays that, the fourth down in 2018. It's just like there is nothing you can do, and yeah, that's basically how I feel about stopping Mahomes.
It's like the you go, Zach.
Oh, okay. My confidence for it is relatively high. I think the key is how Kyle Hamilton and company play Travis Kelce. I'm really scared of him. He really got going last game. He got his confidence back. That was prime time Travis Kelce there. If Taylor Swift is at the bank Sunday, I mean, maybe he gets a little more juice too. I mean, there's levels to it, but I don't know. I think Travis is the main guy to stop, but I feel relatively confident, like you said, Brad. He's going to have those plays that we can't do anything about, but I think the defense is really, really, really good. So I think we'll have a pretty good shot.
That's a good point. It's like a lot of the games we've had this season where at the end of the day, you're not going to stop them. You just got to limit them. You're not going to stop Mahomes. Obviously, he's the best quarterback in the league for a reason. And yeah, he doesn't have these elite, number one weapons anymore. But at the end of the day, he's still the best quarterback. And he's still in the AFC Championship with, those weapons you want to say he doesn't have, or with those weapons he does have, I'm sorry. But Travis Kelce is obviously the number one target. You got to stop him. He's an elite slot machine, even to this day. And yeah, you can say he's on the decline all you want. He'll still beat you. He had a great game against Buffalo, and he was all over the field, and he had a prime Travis Kelce playoff game. And but I have full confidence in our defense. We have the number one defense in the league, and I will stand on that. And you have an elite slot defender in Kyle Hamilton, and your defense across the board is just star-studded. And I have more than enough confidence in our defense to stop them. And you're not going to stop him. He's still probably going to throw for damn near 300 yards because it's Mahomes. But at the end of the day, I think we'll make the more plays than they will, and we'll come out on top because I have full faith in our offense too. And I don't know. I just think this defense is too battle tested, and the team as a whole is. But the defense is just, oh my God, phenomenal. They've shut down Shanahan's all season, like the Shanahan ran guy offenses and McVay's and all them. Like, dude, it's just been crazy to see them shut down these such juggernaut, high-powered offenses just week in and week out. And I think it continues this week against Kansas City coming into the bank.
Yeah, I agree with all those points there. We got a sort of an opinion from 44 Moneyball here. I've thought about this a lot, saving Lamar's legs for playoffs. It's not exactly saving it for the playoffs. I look at it as like Lamar's getting down a lot more now than he used to, right? But it's like the playoffs is 3-4 games max. So and you got to win, so you're just going to go all out. It's like he's not – I mean, he still got down a couple times in the Texans game, but there was one time he tried trucking two people at once at the 2-yard line. I was like, okay, and I think that was led to the Aguilar touchdown. Then there was another time, I don't know if you guys noticed, he laid his shoulder down. It was near midfield or something like that, and the defender got hurt.
Yeah.
And Lamar was fine.
So – when that happened, obviously I was at the game. From my view, I thought the defender took out Lamar's legs, and I was immediately like, "Oh God!" That's not the hits you need to be taking. Then they showed the replay, and the defender kind of hit his side shoulder area. So then I was like, "Great, not great, but of course better than the legs." Yeah. And then I saw the defender got hurt. I was like, "What the? How does that even happen?" But no, Lamar has matured just so much as a runner, an athlete, a player, a quarterback. Everything that in the few years he came into the league, he was taking shots we didn't want, and we're like, oh God, here we go. And then of course all the naysayers are like, this is why he's not going to last in the NFL. And it's like now you don't ever see Lamar take these giant hits. When's the last time you saw Lamar genuinely get destroyed?
I would say Jets 2019 on the play.
That's what I'm saying.
Record.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I cannot remember at one point this season we've all obviously watched games start to finish. I cannot recall one play where Lamar genuinely got trucked, and I was like, wow, that could have been avoidable. He just doesn't. He's so smart now. He knows to get down. He knows to extend plays, but within reason and not push for extra. And I don't want to get too much into that, but it's truly an aspect of his game that he's improved on such a high elite level, and it's obviously great because the longevity of him lasting is huge.
Yeah, I like the idea that he's thinking about it from another level of elite playmaker ability. to choose when he runs and when he doesn't. But then I also think about from a coach's perspective, what they've put on tape all year. Some of the stuff that we've seen in the games were different than earlier this year. Like some of those plays, the bootlegs from this game were just like, we're better than you. We're going to dominate you. Ronnie's going to block whoever's in front of him. Is like stuff like that. And we didn't run anything like that almost all year. So I think there was opportunities that were in this game that we usually don't get or give to Lamar in past games. So I think it was a great mixture of both. It was just a perfect game plan. And Lamar's also like in playoff mode. So he's going to get his.
Yeah. So another question we have here, this will be an interesting conversation. What uniform combination are you guys hoping for on Sunday?
Come on, dude. Come on. There's only one right answer to this question. It's white.
Are you
No, I'm
sure?
just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
White. I'm just kidding. It's obviously purple on white. No, dude, come on. It's black on black, bro. It's black on black. What do you? That's it. That's the next question. If anyone's praying for anything else, I don't tell you. The only one I will say that would be pretty sick. Color Rush, yeah, that's just not going to happen. It would be kind of cool, though.
No.
Purple on black. Purple on black. I love
There
those
you go.
uniforms. Purple on black, bro, is so clean. But I think with the magnitude of the game, all the legends there, you have to black out the bank, dude. You can go to the Super Bowl if you win. Black on black.
I do like black on black, but I think purple on black is my answer
Exactly.
just because you
See,
win last game.
See, 44
I don't
money
know.
boy knows what's up.
I think
dog.
it works last time. You got to do it again. I think that's how they're going to see it.
See, bro, Dawson.
Okay.
Dog. Dawson
thing-
has to know what's up.
The thing is, I looked up like rules about alternate uniforms in the playoffs. One of you guys can do this right now if you want to try to figure it out. But like one source said that you're allowed to wear alternate uniforms one time every playoff span. But then there's other sources saying that it's not allowed at all. So like, I don't really know what to believe exactly.
Well,
So I'll just say if they're allowed, black on black, like
yeah.
obviously.
And I think
But
the
then-
team knows that too. Like,
Yeah. The other thing I'm thinking about is if it's not allowed, like just wear purple and black again. Like it worked last week. Just do it
yes.
again.
And it looks awesome.
I was even thinking like even if black on black's allowed, like maybe just roll with purple and black again because it worked last week.
Yeah. I
And
swear, bro, if we get the announcement, it's purple and white.
we lost.
That's gonna be so lame. Like
Well-
actually, that would be so lame. Ooh,
So
all
D Money's talking about the color rush.
All purple?
Or no, yeah, all purple this year. Yeah, it was just all purple. Color I'm thinking about 2019.
Okay, I'm not
Yeah, all
asking for
purple.
much, but no purple on white. I don't care what it is. Do not wear purple on white. Ooh,
Black on purple.
ooh.
I like black on purple. I just think it's like for me, it's like the purple on black worked. Just do it again. And then it's like
Yeah.
when we go back and like look at this playoff run, it'll be like the two games, the purple on the black. Like, and also you know how like purple on white is like that's our default uniform, purple on white home uniform. Why is it
Yeah.
not purple on black? Why is
And
our
then what would we? God, I can't talk. What would we wear in the Super Bowl if we make it?
well
You know, would we wear? Or would we be the
I
home
think
team or
in
the
the
away
Sup-
team?
Whatever worked.
yeah,
But it
I'd
depends
say-
on if the AFC is home or away. It depends on what team is going to
I
be the
don't-
home team.
I don't know how that works. Is it like the higher record?
I
gets
have
to
no
pick,
idea
Or
how
is
they
it
do
like
No.
It could be already set for all I know. I have
because
no
there's a
idea.
chance we got to wear like
Sure.
white on black in the Super Bowl if we make it. Which I mean, that'd be fine.
Dude,
money
I'm
white
telling
on
you, the
black.
only uniform I don't want is purple on white. I don't like purple on
Yeah.
white. That's it. That's it. White on purple is dope. White on white, purple on purple, black on purple, purple on black. It's
Also,
all sick.
we were low key
was
cursed wearing
fast.
all white, but then we beat the 49ers wearing it. So I think
Exactly.
I think that curse is over. So
Sure.
white on black is like that. I think in our 2012 playoff run, we were home in the wild card. We wore purple. Don't ask me how I remember this.
Purple on gold.
I'm a visual learner. 2012 wild card was purple on black, and then divisional, championship, and Super Bowl was all white on black. So
Dude, it's just completely.
How?
What was our 2000 Super
crap?
Bowl?
was it
Oh.
purple on white?
I don't know, son. You weren't alive
Oh.
at the time. You should know.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
yeah,
Moral
I'm
of
a-
the story. Moral of the story is no purple and white. Please.
Yeah,
Please.
So we got a
fans,
lot
listen
of
to us. Listen
white
to
on
us.
purple. What do you guys feel about white on purple?
Dude, I'm telling you, that'd be clean. I would take anything but purple on white.
Mm.
I'm not too hard on that. But black on black, if you If they can make it work, it has to be.
So
It's
our
just
final,
the energy, dude. It brings the energy. It brings the like electricity, bro.
Yeah.
Like everyone's gonna be there. Black out the bank, dude. That's like
So our final
Bro.
stance on this is if it's allowed, black on black. If not,
Yes.
just go purple on black again.
Yes.
yes, 100%.
Awesome. So, okay, there's a question we have about who are you guys rooting for on the NFC side, but like I don't know if I want to talk about that game when we haven't even taken care of our own business yet.
Yeah, I would rather skip that.
Let's skip over that. Okay. Who's been okay? This is actually a good question, sort of season review type thing. Who's been the most surprising player this season?
Ooh. Dude, there's so many players that have just like went nuts this season. Okay, dude.
Also, I
God.
can start.
Yeah, please, Brad.
I'm gonna say Brandon Stevens. I think that there we go. Dawson said it right as I said it too.
Yeah.
I think you guys know that I've been like I've always been the biggest Brandon Stevens defender, and I've always gotten so much hate for it. Ever since his rookie year. Because think about it. Okay, he's a running back at UCLA. He's like, this probably isn't gonna work for me. Transfers to SMU and is like, I'm gonna play corner. And he plays really, really well there. Gets drafted after playing corner for 1 year of his life. And was the 4th round by the Ravens, 3rd round? It was 3rd round, right? And then it's like, is this his 3rd season right now? I believe it is. Yeah. So he's corner at first. And then he's not great at corner. I mean, it's his 2nd year at corner of his life. And then
we drafted him as a safety. He played safety out the gate for us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He like we're switching him back and forth. He's safety, then he's a corner, and then he was a safety again when we had all those injuries. And honestly, I wanted to keep him at safety. Like when we signed Marcus Williams, I was like Brandon Stevens was a really good safety the year before we signed Marcus Williams. I was like, let's keep him there. But this year, Brandon Stevens at corner has been an enlightenment. I don't know what word you would like. He's been a top 15 corner in the NFL. Like, it's crazy to say that when someone just has one good year, people might like say that you're overreacting. But like this season, he has literally been a top 15 corner, and like there's no denying it.
That's
like,
agreeable.
And I don't know where we'd be right now if we didn't have him. Like we'd be in a lot rougher of a spot. So
yeah,
I'll go B. Steve. We got before Dawson. You go. We just got Gino, Matabike likely in here. So. What you guys got?
See,
gosh, that's difficult. Holy crap.
That's tough,
Holy
dude.
crap.
I want to sit here and say like Kyle Hamilton or like Isaiah Likely or like, but I can't because we knew these guys are gonna be good. I hate to be that guy. I was gonna say Matabike, of course, but it's like, dude, we drafted him 3rd round. He's expected to be good. I'm gonna give it to a pool of players. The veteran free agents that Eric DeCosta brought in this season have been absolutely amazing. And I'm sorry, Zach. I'll just answer the question. I'm gonna put in Ronald Darby, Arthur Millette, Jadeveon Clowney, Kyle Van Noy. Those 4 right there, dude. And I was originally just gonna say the CBs, but you can't discredit Jadeveon and Kyle Van Noy, dude. They have been amazing veteran leaders. They both put up 9 sacks. Kyle Van Noy didn't play till week 5, I'm pretty sure. And like week 6 is when he actually became like a guy who got like actual snap counts. But dude, oh my God, to bring in Ronald Darby and Arthur Millette on the back end of their careers and Clowney and Kyle Van Noy, and to get the production you've had out of them, God, I mean, you could quite frankly say they're all having career years. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, and that it doesn't happen to one guy. Imagine 4. We got 4 veteran free agents on the back end of their career, all having literally like the best career or year of their career. Yeah, that's just unprecedented. That's insane. And huge props to the front office for bringing those guys in. Mad respect to the coaches for putting them together, making them play great. McDonald, all the coaches, Chuck Smith, all of them that go into it, Coach Weave. My God, dude. Like, you cannot ask for anything more from those guys for like $12, dude. We signed them to. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dawson, you took the veterans. I was going to pick Van Noy because he's like, I don't know. He's been legitimate. I think he's been a Pro Bowler. I mean, like he's a very legitimate rusher, and he put up a career year this year, like numbers wise too. And that was going to be my pick, but we have to give the love that we have been giving to Isaiah Likely. We knew he was a different caliber of player when we'd seen him in spurts from the past, but we didn't know he would develop into this elite level passing threat. I mean, if I couldn't pick those veteran guys, likely being one of the stories of our offense overall has been a whole nother level of the offense becoming what it is. So I'm so happy for him. That's just amazing, especially because it sucks that Mark gets hurt, but we wouldn't have really known that he could be who he is right now without it. So it's just how it works, man.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I like that.
And D-Money, I didn't think about this, but Aguilar, we all made fun of that signing. We were like, why would they sign him? He's been really solid. So, yeah, there's just so many. And this is one of the things that happens when you have a Super Bowl year. You're going to have so many players that just you're like, where did this like? That's what happens when you have when you go on a long run. Like you had so many players that just came out of nowhere. So another question here, very very in-depth question right here. What is the key to keeping the defense in check in crunch time in the fourth quarter against Patrick Mahomes on Sunday?
What is? Hold on. What is?
I can start if you guys.
I got you. You can start. I'll branch.
I would say like, don't blitz. You cannot blitz Mahomes. Like, I'd say I have two things. Number one is don't blitz. Mahomes is like the best quarterback against the blitz, like of all time, like literally in the history of the NFL. And I trust that Mike Macdonald's not going to do that. A defensive coordinator that we had in the past, I'd be a little concerned about him, but I trust Macdonald. Number two is don't stop what you're doing. If the Chiefs are down at the end of a game and we have a lead, don't play off. Like you just need to play the defense you've been playing all game. I think every single defensive coordinator makes this mistake a lot where it's like you just start playing off, letting them get 7-8 yards at a time, and then all of a sudden they're at the 15-yard line and you're like, how did this happen? It's like, well, you're letting them get chunk plays every time. So those are my two things. I'll let you guys take it away from there.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good starting point. I think the moral of the story is just keep playing the defense you've been playing all season. There's literally nothing more to it. Keep playing the elite top-level defense you've been playing all season against these really good teams. And, don't blitz Mahomes, like Brad said, because Mahomes will absolutely punish you if you blitz him. And I think Mike Macdonald, of course, knows that. He's a very, 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 very intelligent DC, and he knows how to game plan around any team we play against. And obviously he knows what we're going up against. But I think the main thing is that we have leaders on this defense that have been there, done that. They know what it takes to get there. They know the magnitude of this game. And you got young guys. However, he is our biggest leader, I would say, in Roquan. However, this is his first AFC championship game, and he's 26 years old. So, he can be as big of a leader as he wants. And I don't want to say this in a bad way whatsoever because he's like the greatest person ever, greatest player ever. But, at the end of the day, we still have those veteran leaders. And they're going to put that mindset into this team. And I think this team obviously knows what's ahead of them, and they know the goal that lies ahead, and they know what they can and cannot do. And you see that in watching the team. And if you watch the Ravens Wired videos like I do, you can see truly how, determined this team is to get there. It's a story, and it's way, way different than something I've ever seen from this team. And just don't, if it's not broke, don't fix it. There's nothing to change up about this defense. You go into this and you attack Mahomes the way you've been attacking everybody else this season. And as long as you play Ravens football, I don't see anybody beating us. The only team that's going to beat us is ourselves. And that's all. It's really nothing more to it. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah. It sounds cliche, and I already pointed it out earlier in this podcast, but Travis Kelce in these playoffs is the key to any comeback for them. So if it were to be crunch time and they need a big play or 3 or 4 to get down the field, if we're up a touchdown, it's going to be balls to him. I mean, the wide receivers are definitely stepping up, especially in the playoffs they have. And if you take Travis away, it's relying on those guys who earlier this year weren't really stepping up to the plate. And it might not be a thing for the playoffs. It might be a different story. But our corners against those wide receivers, I don't really feel too scared about. So it's about the linebackers and Hamilton really stopping Travis Kelce and not allowing those yards that he's going to get because he's eaten us up in the past. last week it was evident how perfect he was in that win. It's the answer to stopping him. It really is the key. He is Travis Kelce. You know him as the number one freaking tight end, almost, if not ever. I mean, you got to stop him. It's his bread and butter.
Yeah, I agree. Kelsey's been insane in the playoffs, and does he have like most touchdowns ever and like by tight end in the play? It's something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But prime trust here, and also D Money. This goes for the offensive side of the ball too. Like, just keep the foot on the gas pedal. Like, don't start like. And I mean, I'm assuming that running the ball is going to work on Sunday, but like if it's not working, don't run the ball because you have a lead and you're scared to pass. So, good point from D Money there. Who do you guys think is the most pressure as an individual player or coach? Okay, if this was last week, it's Lamar, right? But like, I don't know if he has the most pressure on him now after getting that win, but like, I think it's just the whole team. Like, I don't think you could really put it on one person. Like we don't really have one player on our, like, yeah, I guess it's Lamar. But there's not really one player on our team that you're like, he has a ton of pressure on him right now. It's kind of like a whole team effort. I see it. That's how I see it.
I think it's Lamar Jackson. I hate to say this, but I do think it's still Lamar. At the end of the day, if we lose this game, he's 2-4 in the playoffs and has never been to a Super Bowl in 6 years. And he's a 2-time MVP. I hate to say it, and I think we'll win, but if we lose, it's going to be right back to square one. It's going to be as if we lost to Houston. It's going to be the exact same stuff. This team is not going to get any credit for what they've done all season, and it's going to be they can't win the big games, and it's going to come right out of the hay. It's going to be the same thing. So I think it's 100% Lamar Jackson because you paid him to get you to a Super Bowl, win you a Super Bowl. He promised you a Super Bowl, whether you want to take that with a grain of salt or not. He did promise that when he got drafted. And, it sucks, but it is what it is, dude. That's how this league is. That's how the fan base the fan base works around the league. And it's got to be 100% Lamar Jackson. He could light the world on fire on Sunday and we lose, and it's going to be, you can't win big games. They can't beat Kansas City. You can't beat the champions. It's so stupid, but it is what it is, whether we like to admit it or not.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, Dawson. I was going to pick Lamar. The national attention that's been given to Lamar to hopefully beat this Chiefs Taylor Swift massive juggernaut of a media conversation team is unlike anything I've ever seen. This is like the NFL's prodigal son. They want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl more than anything in the entire world. They don't care what happens. Roger Goodell's gonna be calling it. Hey, give him a little false start here. Oh, you gotta call that DPI. They're gonna be, dude. They need that for the freaking views, for everything. But then to look at it realistically, Lamar has this pressure on him because Patrick Mahomes is who he is. I mean, he is our Brady of our generation. Unstoppable. There's the wall in front of him is taller, greater than anything he's had to go against so far in his career. It's the biggest home game of all Baltimore history. I mean, it's an incredible amount of pressure, and Lamar's literally the main guy to receive it all. So to beat Mahomes and to go to the Super Bowl would mean that he propels himself into a different layer of conversation of one of the best ever. So that all of those things together is pressure that I can't comprehend, that none of us can comprehend. So
yeah,
that's my pick.
Yeah, that's a good point that
perfectly.
A non-Ravens fan would probably push back on this, but yeah, it's like if Lamar gets this ring, he's in conversations for top 10 all time, top 15 all time, whatever you want to call it. He's in conversations. He's also in conversations for best quarterback currently. If it's Lamar and Mahomes both have 2 MVPs, and then one has 2 rings and the other has 1, but the guy with 1 ring beat the one with 2 in an AFC championship to get it, it's you could actually start having conversations there.
Yeah.
And Mahomes has 1 more year in the league over Lamar.
Exactly. So a point from Zen here. Yeah.
It would be 2-2, right? Their record against each other would be 2-2 if they win this game. Wait, no, I'm sorry.
No,
Nice
Lamar's
doing-
1-3
yeah.
against Mahomes.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay,
But
gotcha.
still, it's better.
But still,
Yeah.
that's about split. I mean,
And also,
it's-
Zach, what you said about how Mahomes is like the biggest thing Lamar's to face. At first, I was about to say disagree with you, but then I was like, because he played Tom Brady twice, but he's 2-0 against Tom Brady, so it's kind of funny there. But point from Zen, I saw this on Instagram, I think. Every team since 2019 to beat the Bills in the playoffs loses their next playoff game. So
Is this
that's
real?
interesting.
Is
No,
that real?
I did see it. Yeah, I saw that.
What?
I saw that on Twitter earlier.
And
I mean-
yeah. Oh my
To be the
gosh.
man, you have to beat the man. Facts.
Oh, absolutely.
There it is.
Lamar-
From
Right.
Lamar in his presser today. Okay, yeah, this is something I'm very passionate about, and I love Michael Vick. I go to Virginia Tech. I'm a student at Virginia Tech. Like, he's huge here. You cannot compare. Like, you just cannot compare them. Even if Lamar never gets a ring, even if Lamar never even had an MVP.
Oh,
Lamar
as
still-
of this moment, Lamar is the greatest rushing quarterback in
Yeah.
NFL history. Right now, he
Um,
doesn't have a ring or anything. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, that debate is so long gone, dude. I don't know why people are sinking into that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like not gonna happen.
So yeah, he would be known as the best dual threat quarterback of all
Oh,
time.
absolutely. And like Brad just
Uh,
mentioned, if he gets a ring this year, dude, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Obviously, the goal is still there. But if he does win a ring this year or whenever it is, Lamar undoubtedly deserves the respect of being considered as the top quarterback in NFL history. Whether you like it or not. People, you're going to have to admit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it. Two-time MVP, Super Bowl ring, record after record. I mean, just blown out of the water.
Mhm.
And it would be his sixth season in the NFL. It's like, dude, that's some Mahomes type stuff. That's what Mahomes has done.
Yeah.
Josh Allen hasn't. Joe Burrow hasn't.
I saw someone, who was it today? It might have been Nick Wright, was talking about on First Things First or a podcast with Colin Coward or something. He was saying how, and it might not have even been him, but someone was saying how everyone's trying to find Mahomes is Manning, as in Mahomes is the Brady, and everyone's trying to find Mahomes is Peyton Manning. And I think it was Nick Wright because he was a Chiefs fan talking about it. And he was like, everyone's trying to say Josh Allen. Josh Allen's 0-3 against Mahomes in the playoffs. Everyone's trying to say it's Joe Burrow. Yeah, he's beat Mahomes in the playoffs, but he hasn't really had the regular season success that Lamar's had. And then Lamar's here right now, and Burrow's not. And Burrow and Allen both don't have MVPs. Lamar has 2. Mahomes has 2 MVPs. It's like, if we're able to sustain this success for over the next couple of years, like maybe that guy is Lamar. You know what I mean? So, but in reality, it's like people are trying to push this Brady Manning thing when there's too many quarterbacks in the AFC to do this. Like they're just
Mhm.
trying to form a narrative, and it's not really possible. So,
Yep.
I'd say we'll talk about one more thing here tonight. We had a question about it, and Moneyboy just got to it in the comments. Is it going to rain on Sunday? I believe it is going to it's going to rain in the morning. And this is obviously the forecast could change. It's supposed to rain in the morning, and then it's supposed to sort of stop around game time and maybe be drizzling throughout the game. But a question we got was, are we concerned about the rain?
Sure. I think you have to be. I mean, rain always affects stupidly in games. I mean, a random fumble, dropping passes, stuff like that. So that'd be the only reason it scares me. I mean, it's not like I don't think we play worse in the rain or the Chiefs do. Maybe it means we run a little bit more. But I don't know. I feel like it obviously affects the game, and it could have implications of a random play or two going a different way. But that kind of stuff.
It'd be a different story if you said the forecast was supposed to torrentially downpour the entire day.
Yeah.
You know, if you're saying, I haven't looked at it at all, but you're saying it's supposed to lightly rain in the morning or something, and lightly rain throughout the game, or at one point during the game. I wouldn't think too much of it now. Like I said, if the forecast is, holy crap, it's gonna downpour the entire game.
Like Patriots
of course.
2020.
Oh my god, dude, that game was. I hate that game. Was terrible. And then that game was so bad, dude. Oh, that was miserable. But no, it's obviously it affects it, but I wouldn't think too much of it if it's not forecasted to be anything crazy.
Yeah. Because the Rams game was raining, and Lamar executed one of his best game-winning drives. But
at the end of the day, the team you're playing is playing in the same thing you are.
yeah.
So as long as you just got to show up and play football, and it's if you play your brand of football, you're gonna win. It's at the end of the day, they're both playing in it. So who cares?
That's a good call. Yeah.
Exactly. So We got a couple more comments here about Lamar and this whole situation, which I do agree with this. I've thought about this a little bit. Like, even if he wins the ring, there are going to be people out there saying, "Oh, they're going to try to make excuses about the AFC being weak and stuff like that." But yeah, it does. It's unfortunate, Zen, but most of the critics will probably be gone after if it happens.
At the end of the day, it's going to be Lamar Jackson has a fucking ring and Joe Burrow doesn't. Josh Allen doesn't.
Exactly.
If we win it all, at the end of the day, he has a ring. Guess what? They don't. Who cares? Yeah. And I am targeting Bengals and Bills fans because I don't like them, and they're always the ones that are hating on Lamar and the Ravens on social media. It seems to be. And I'm not saying I hate all of you, of course, because there are very respectful fans who I love, but to the dirtbags who trash on Lamar for no reason, that's to you.
Yep.
But you're just gonna be like, oh, Joe Burrow's hurt. That's they would have beat the Ravens, and it's
even though Lamar is like 8-2 against the Bengals in his career.
Are we sure? Are we sure that would happen? I mean, the previous track record doesn't show that would have happened. But
yeah. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here because we do have a big Kansas City Chiefs Ravens preview to do on. It's either going to be Friday or Saturday. So hope you guys see us there. Just to thank a couple people for being here tonight. Got Zen, got D Money, Money Boy, 44 Money Boy, Prime Trust, XX Beast on the block. So you guys arguing about Nelson Aguilar a little bit in the chat there.
Oh my God.
Dawson Hess. See anyone else up here? I know we had Justin in here, King in here, Charles Atkinson. So yeah, appreciate all you guys being here.
Did you say Justin? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
Have you guys heard that the refs are rotating for this game and one of the refs favors the away team? Yeah, I did see that, but just real quick, there's a lot of things that it'll be like, oh, the Chiefs are 7-2 with this ref. The Chiefs are like 7-2 in all of their 9-game stretches anyway.
So here's the thing. I also saw, because they're talking about the Sean Smith referee, the Chiefs or whatever against them. Ravens are 6-1 with Sean Smith as ref.
I'm not that worried. I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah.
Me neither.
But yeah, thanks guys for being here tonight, and catch you guys with the Chiefs Ravens preview Friday or Saturday. I'll let you guys know on Instagram. So yeah, peace.
Sure.